Hello and welcome back. We are still here at Farmstead and we are still MLE presented by APM Music. I am still the real Mobags and I am still joined by Dud the Bomb Man. How are you doing? You're all fed now, right?
Yes, I was able to get some energy into my system in between matches, so we are good to go, and I am no longer a starving child. This is a good thing.
Definitely a good thing, and we are in the Champion League tonight. That is a step up from what we just saw, so definitely should be a little bit more mechanical, a little bit more back and forth, maybe a little bit maybe more exciting, but that ACAD match that we just saw is going to be tough to top, I think, despite the scoreline. We've got the Rhinos and the Pirates, both with pretty good records going into this one, both just sitting outside of the wild card, and both really desperately needing to get these wins to get themselves back into position and back into this playoff hunt.
And I believe I mentioned this earlier. If the Rhinos win the series at all, they get into a playoff spot because they're currently tied with the 7th seed, the Bulls, at 27 and 23. Due to and if you just get a little bit better win percentage, go to like 30 and 25, that'll barely bump you up into that 7th place spot, and so that'd be good for the Bulls. But the Pandas, they're only 0.2 win percentage away, so 3-2 will probably tie win percentage. A 4-1 will probably get them to a wildcard spot as well. So a win by both teams basically puts them into wildcard spots. So yeah, exciting match.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot on the line for these teams. On the side of the Pandas, we've got Lako and Broski Jazz. And on the side of the Rhinos, we've got Mayhem and Rualiel, I believe it is. We asked for clarification, but we might not get it right, so I apologize to Rualiel.
Rualiel, I believe. I mean Rualiel.
Rualiel. As we get into this one, the Rhinos started off on that attack, but they quickly fanned on one, fanned on the other, and now we've got the Panda connection passing it in the midfield. That's a shot on target. Both Rhinos up to make that save and able to keep it out. We've got a 1v1 situation. Ruabiel not quite able to get that one off of his hood. As the Pandas stop one, that's going to be off the side wall. That is going to be dangerous, floating in front of the net. Broski Jazz able to find that touch out, and Mayhem is going to put that one into the little curvy part of the wall, and it bounces up. Broski Jazz was able to make that clear, and Mayhem is going to follow this one to the back wall, looking to put that one in. Ooh, he had enough time, just not the correct placement on that Doomsy Dish attempt. And so far, we are a little bit slow to start. We've seen a couple of whiffs coming out, but it looks like the Pandas are going to try to get something going. Not quite able to do so, and the Rhinos defense holds strong so far. Mayhem up for this. That's going to be in. That's a great shot coming from a great pass. What a way to open up the scoring here for the Rhinos.
Indeed, and I bet like he's heard this joke many times, but every time I see his name, all I think of is that Allstate commercial. But good job to create mayhem for the Pandas, and the Rhinos are gonna come out to a lead here in game 1.
Yeah, and both teams, it's always sort of that first game, you sort of feel out your opponent, and it definitely looks like both teams are a little bit pensive to get things going. They don't want to quite commit to something quite yet. Mayhem is going to dribble that one to midfield, runs out of boost, so it's not going to be super effective here as Ruabia looks to get a bump on Lako as he is just searching for that ball. But a slight lapse, a slight overcommit from the Rhinos is going to lead to an open net goal here for Broski Jazz. Looks like Ruabia was trying to make a catch on that, didn't see Broski Jazz coming, and that's going to be a quick tie of this game here.
And I think Ralio thought that Mayhem was going to get a touch on that sidewall and was going to try to kind of creep up to look for a pass, but ended up going into the hands of the Pandas, and all of a sudden he was just caught out of position, and the Pandas were able to capitalize. And we got a tie ball game here as we approach halfway point.
Ooh, Broski Jazz lining up the shot, gets bumped away. Lako not going to have enough boost to follow that pass to himself up, and this one's going to, nearly bounce straight down, but not quite. Lako comes around to clean it up. He is low on boost, but still trying to get this pass out to the middle. Broski Jazz opts to not half flip there to get back into position, and Mayhem nearly getting that one onto target. That one's going to be good. Rualiel gets his first goal of the game and puts the Rhinos back on top.
Just an unfortunate clear from Lako. He didn't really have much to go with that. However, as Mayhem was kind of blocking any other attempts at a clear, so Lako really only had one option to kind of place that ball. Rualiel, was it Rualiel that scored?
It was, yes.
He made sure that was what was going to happen. He recognized that was going to happen and kind of put himself in the exact situation to be there for the shot and for the score. And so now the Rhinos have a 1-goal lead again as we are in game 1 still.
Yeah, and it could have been prevented. Broski Jazz, I think, was expecting a lot from Lako on that one, as that one's going to go right off the corner, not quite in. Broski, you saw him sort of on that replay going for the boost, as we see a double touch attempt from Mayhem. He's not quite able to find it, and now the Pandas find themselves with an open net. Can't get a strong touch, though. And for now, the Rhinos are out of danger, but not quite out of it yet, as Broski is going to get a good 50. No boost to follow it up, though. And Mayhem just booms it off of Rualiel, who just straight away up for it. He's not going to find any success on that air dribble, but that was a good heads-up play for Mayhem just to bounce it off of his teammate for the clear.
Indeed, and it's sort of settling down now. Pandas still need one more. They have the shots to show for it. The shot count is actually tied right now at 5 shots apiece, but they're sort of just attempting to clear and then giving it away just like that. And Mayhem has a chance, and he's going to capitalize on it, and the Rhinos going to get a 2-goal lead.
I actually didn't like that challenge that we just saw from Mayhem, but with the amount of pressure he was able to put on, it was just perfect enough that that ball gets thrown away straight over to Rualiel, and Mayhem is able to find himself in the perfect position to put that one away, giving the Rhinos a little bit of assurance here. 1 minute left, though, and the Pandas are looking dangerous. They're going to get this 50 off the sidewall. Has to be caught here from the Rhinos. I don't know if Mayhem is there. He is. He gets that save. But Broski Jazz is going to get a perfect read on that ball and is able to send it back the other way. Another good shot coming from Lako, but Rualiel is even to it and able to keep that one out. Rhinos looking to get something going. It looks like they are spread out quite a bit here. What a bump coming from from Lako. No, from Broski Jazz. I'm so sorry. That was a great bump play, able to clear that goalie right out of the net. They have one more left before this game is tied, and they have just enough time to do it, I think.
15 seconds is around the point where you don't necessarily need a kickoff goal, but you might just get one anyway, but it's going to get saved by Mayhem. That last chance probably here for the Pandas. Broski gets a pass to Lako. They're going to tie the game. 2 seconds left. Pandas are 2 seconds from bringing this into overtime.
Yeah, and I think I spoke that into existence. They had that really, really good chance right off the kickoff, like you said. Rhinos never able to fully get control of the ball, weren't able to get that ball out, as we see a double demo on kickoff. This could be dangerous. That's a lot of space left for the Rhinos, but they're not going to find the touch. And no one is able to break this tie we have, so we are going to overtime.
We didn't see any... Did we see any overtimes in the first series? I don't think we did.
It could have been one.
If we did, it was only one. But we got to Game 1 overtime here at the start of the series, starting off strong, and Rualio had a chance. Now Pandas the other way. Lako, open net, he's gonna capitalize. Pandas steal this game from the Rhinos. 2 goals in 15 seconds, add on another one, 19 seconds into overtime. They're gonna take game 1.
Yeah, and that was sort of like an all or nothing play that we saw at the end there from the Rhinos. You have to make contact. You have to get that ball in. If your teammate is going for that bump, that leaves it all up to you. You have to make contact with the ball, and we did not see the Rhinos. We didn't see the Rhinos execute that play, and the Pandas are going to take full advantage. They're going to take that open net. And man, they really held their own in this game. They were able to come back down 2 with less than a minute to go, and like you said, steal this win right from under the Rhinos' noses. Quickly looking back over here in the standings, the Rhinos just need one. They need this game, or rather they just need to have a winning record in this series, so the 3-2, making it a little bit harder for themselves now. And the Pirates are going to be sort of, if they take the series in dramatic fashion, if they're able to sort of do what we saw, I don't remember quite what the scoreline was from last time, but if we see a 5-0 sweep in this one, they jump the Rhinos and they might find themselves in that 7th wildcard spot. So definitely Rhinos need to just squeak out as many wins as they can here just to keep themselves even. That was a great game we saw, so I'm sure that they are capable of doing it.
And if you're the Rhinos, you can't let that game 1 get to your head. You had majority of the pressure for probably 4 minutes of that game. You just kind of lost it near the end. So it's a little demoralizing, but you can't let it demoralize. You can't let it get to your head. Come back here in game 2, show them what you did in the first 4 minutes of game 1. This time, just kind of capitalize and finish it off.
Yeah, and like you said, they sort of know that they are capable. It's just a matter of finishing that game. They just need to sort of stay dominant throughout. And this is going to be a pass over to Raliel, not quite able to find the touch. He's going to retreat here for boost. Grabs it on the spawn, and Lako with a great flick over is just going to completely neutralize that challenge. Broski Jazz, though, retreating all the way back. He is lucky that Mayhem didn't put that on target as he goes for a high challenge. That one's going to go all the way over to Lako. Looking to get past Raliel, not quite able to find the read, and that one is going to be close to target, but it's going to be just safe for now. Lako, good 50 there. Raliel is going to clear that one down. Broski Jazz puts it off the wall, looking for another touch, but he is beaten to it. Lako putting this one right back down. This is very ping-pongy to start. Lako's going to find himself with an open net. It's going to be just high. Mayhem doesn't find a touch there, but Raliel there to bail him out and there to clear that one. And Broski Jazz gets a good 50 to keep this one in the Pandas attacking zone.
And I want to point out that the Rhinos are kind of doing what they did in game 1, where they do have the majority shots. Pandas do have the offensive presence right now, but Rhinos in this first half of this game so far also doing a very good job of kind of repeating what they did in game 1, in the sense of just trying to get onto the board early. They haven't yet, though with 3 shots they're bound to do so, and they're having pretty good defense right now against the Pandas. So I'm excited to see if they can score, and yes they will. It's going to be Mayhem right there for the
Ask and you
Rhinos.
shall receive.
Even them a 1-goal lead.
Yeah, and you asked and Mayhem delivers. He gets that goal. That was a fast shot right over, I believe it was Broski Jazz, and that is going to be tough to stop. Near side shot coming from Mayhem. And man, oh man, the Rhinos were under a ton of pressure and somehow find themselves coming away with a goal there. That is very, very impressive and definitely looks good for the Rhinos going forward. As we see Mayhem taking the pass down from Raliel. Broski Jazz, not the strongest pass out. Mayhem is able to get one touch on that, but can't find the second one in the corner. Ruraliel gonna challenge that, gonna leave it over for Mayhem, who puts another banger of a shot on off the post and in. Great shot coming from Mayhem once again.
That had some speed on it, barely hitting it across the post as well, having it bounce in. That was beautiful shot there by Mayhem. Gonna bring the Rhinos out to a 2-goal lead now here in game 2.
Yeah, and just the sort of wherewithal and the knowledge that he needed to air roll his car to get the most power he could on that shot. Just great mechanical play there coming from Mayhem. And now the Rhinos finding themselves in a similar position to game 1. Now is the time to see if they can hold on to it. And as I speak that into existence, Broski Jazz is there to put 1 goal in, getting the Pandas back within 1.
Mayhem was a little awkward there. I think accidentally drove up the back wall for a second, accidentally drove off of it into the goal, kind of, you know how it kind of just makes your car very awkward whenever you drive onto that, and the Pandas are gonna get a kickoff goal, 155. They've tied up the game again.
And I don't like that I did this to the Rhinos, but I said that now they just need to sort of hold on to this lead and see if they can finish a game, and it immediately falls apart. What is that? 2 kickoff goals in a row now. The Pandas are just making me eat my words and really putting the Rhinos in a bad spot here. This does not look good for them, but the Rhinos going right back to what they know, putting strong shots on net, but that is going to be stopped by the Pandas. And Mayhem, causing a little bit of mayhem there, is going to get that bump on to the Rhinos. Another bump coming, but that shot's not on target, and now it's an open net for the Pandas. That one is going to be close to in, and it is. Leiko able to put another goal in, and this is disastrous for the Rhinos here.
The Rhinos kind of panicked there. They really had it in their mindset. They needed to score right there, and you did not need to. If, for say, the first shot or something goes off, don't worry about having necessarily an increased offensive presence like that. If someone is kind of caught out in a little tie with someone else, one of the other defenders, just try to get out of there. And the Rhinos tried to hit it they tried to kind of force it in the goal. It ended up hitting off the post, and the Pandas capitalized on an open goal. Got a minute left. We'll see if the Rhinos can get one back. They weren't able to in game 1, but Mayhem has a chance here, but it's gonna go wide.
Nearly getting that double tap after Ruraliel nearly had himself a triple tap. The Rhinos are just throwing everything at the wall to see what sticks. Nothing has so far, and Leiko is in good position to get a 50. He's not quite able to find it. Ruraliel gonna follow this ball. Leiko is gonna be not challenging that, waiting for the touch. He does just that. Mayhem finds himself on the wall. Let's see if he's got the boost to make a play. He does. That one's going to be down to Broski, though, who sends it right back to Ruraliel. Leiko, waiting for that shot, is going to be equal to it, able to keep the 50 out. And a great clear coming from Broski Jazz. Able to send that one down, but now that's a shot on target. Can he keep it out? He can. That's off the sidewall. Ooh, Ruraliel not quite able to put that on target. They still got time. This one's up in the air. Mayhem, low on boost, needs to get this pass over to his teammate. He's not going to do it, and Ruraliel can't keep that one up. This is going to be another win here for the Pandas. The Rhinos not able to keep a lead twice in a row now. That has got to hurt, but they still know that they're able to sort of jump out quick against these Pandas, and that is what they need to do. They just have to keep themselves ahead.
Indeed, and the Pandas, they came back again here in game 2. The Rhinos, they have good starts. They can't seem to keep those starts. Ruraliel had a chance to tie it there at the end, hit it off the left post. So unfortunate there for them, but the Rhinos, they're so close yet so far away. I really think that they should be able to take game 3. They should have been able to take any of these games, really. Just a matter of, can you just get a better defense the longer you go? So far, I've noticed from the Rhinos, their defense gets worse as the game goes by. you gotta reverse that. Make sure you keep up your defense when you have those goals and don't get too overconfident once you have scored some, because when you get too overconfident, you leave up some potential for reversals on those clears and getting scored off.
Yeah, and you definitely don't want to sort of rely on these all or nothing plays that we've seen coming from the Rhinos. They really just fully commit to scoring, and it pays off for them. It leaves sort of the Pandas in an awkward position, but they're just not able to keep the consistency up. They're not able to get these shots where they need to be to score. And the Pandas, like we saw in the last match, are taking full advantage of these overcommits, and we might see a kickoff goal here if Leko can't find that touch. He cannot, but Broski Jazz gonna make that clear for him. Leko having to wait for this. That's a shot on target, and that's gonna be in for Mayhem. The Rhinos off to another quick start. I really, really hope that they are able to sort of either A, keep up the scoring, or B, just sort of lock it down on the defensive end. We only saw one save from them coming out from the last game. If they are able to position a little bit better, they might find themselves keeping more of the shots from the Pandas out, as we see a great bump coming from Mayhem, able to save that kickoff goal.
Indeed, like you said, it's just a matter of kind of containing this. Still early, so even if you do give up a goal, it's not the end of the world. But you just kind of gotta make sure you come back. But maybe if you get a high enough goal count, you won't need to come back. Got a 2-goal lead here for the Rhinos. I've asked if they can keep it in the past. Game 1 and Game 2 have shown that they have not been able to keep it in the past. Let's see if Game 3 changes things up a little bit.
Yeah, and I mean, that was just a great play. That was really off of another kickoff. They were able to save a goal one way and then send it all the way back down. I don't know if, I think we saw a demo there coming from Mayhem. He was just able to open that completely up for Raliel. And now it looks like they're a little bit more passive, which I think is something that they needed to sort of work on. That's going to be a shot on target. Broski there to make the easy stop, and he's going to get this one past one defender. The other one gets blown up. Not enough boost in the tank to get that shot on, and now Rualiel back the other way, looks to take a 50. That's a good 50. We're gonna see Mayhem try to get that one on. He's a little bit early to it, and he's gonna put that one just off the crossbar. And now we've got a 2v1. Both the Pandas are in the same position though, so no quick shot, but that one's gonna be on target. Mayhem makes the save, and he is able to keep this game from getting back into control for the Pandas, and he is back the other way. That's a great 50 coming out. Not quite able to get past Broski Jazz though, as he's going to carry this one up the wall. How much boost does he have? That seems like a ton. That's going to be off the crossbar and down. Leko almost there to put it away. Not quite able to find the touch. And once again, the Rhinos are finding themselves maybe a bit fortunate, and that's a screamer of a shot. It's going to be saved off the crossbar and down. Great save coming from Mayhem, I think it was there. Excellent ball control and excellent just way to be there to get that save. We're seeing really good defense coming from the Rhinos so far.
Yeah, and this is what we want to see if the Rhinos want to win Game 3, to step up your defense. We still have half a game to play. In Game 1, you lost within 15 seconds. So you just kind of have to keep it up. Don't get relaxed at all. If you get relaxed, that's what's going to happen. Doesn't matter if you get relaxed. It's 2 minutes left, 15 seconds left. You got to play the whole 5 minutes. And so far, they've been playing all of their minutes. They just got to keep it up.
Yeah, and the Pandas not recognizing once again that the Rhinos were fully committed on there. We're seeing shades of the last couple of games here from them, and that's a great flick from Mayhem. Leko making the stop and clearing it off to the corner, but that's right back to the middle and off the inside of the post, and not in. Another fantastic save coming from these Pandas. They are going to be in a great position if they can get this ball onto the other side. This is going to be a shot on target. Rualiel makes the save and gets that one cleared way out. Leko makes one stop, takes a 50. It's in favor of the Pandas, but Mayhem is going to be there. Finds one other touch to keep that off of Broski Jazz, and now they're back the other way, but everybody's sort of low on boost here. Broski Jazz gonna make not the best clear, so Rualiel's gonna put it right back in, but Panda there to just clear that one clear out of the way. And now the Pandas look to start up an attack. That's going to be close. That's a great save from Mayhem. But no one there to stop Leiko, and he is able to get the Pandas back within 1.
All right, here we go again. This is where the Pandas come back. Let's see it. Rhinos, you did a real good job these 3 minutes of playing defense. Just unfortunate touch on that save. It drops right to Leiko. He's able to score. He still got the lead. See if you can hold it for another minute, 10 seconds or so. You've been able to hold it for 3 minutes. The previous scoreline you had. Now you just gotta hold this one for another minute or so, and you can do it. You just gotta keep playing a game. You still can't relax.
Yeah, definitely no time to relax here, and I would definitely advise them not to do any of their all or nothing plays. They have the lead. They just need to keep it and need to play smart and not try to do too much. They have the lead. Just keep the lead. That's all we need to see from them right now. And they no double commit there from the Rhinos, and this one's going to be back the other way. Ruhaliel, I don't know how he was so fast, but he's able to get it back. No boost to his name. Maybe looking for a pass over to Mayhem. Mayhem up a little bit too far to receive it. And now here come the Pandas. They are back on attack, and low on boost have to be these Rhinos as Ruhaliel turns away from the ball to get that. Mayhem making a great clear to get that one away. No shot coming from the Pandas yet. They've got 4 seconds. They've got some boost. Ooh, that one's going to be on the ground, and that's going to be shot on target. Not quite in, but it doesn't matter. The Rhinos take game 3, 2, 3.
All right.
Take game 3.
They proved me wrong. They shored up their defenses. Pandas attempted to strike a comeback, but it just didn't work this time. Rhinos, I feel like their best defense was just a pressing offense this time around. They had some really good clears and just didn't really prevent the Pandas from getting passing plays. That's mostly because the Pandas didn't have any opportunities to get the passing plays, as the Rhinos were seemingly in the Pandas zone for a long time, if it's not just alternating booming clears against one another.
Yeah, and the tail of this game is definitely the shot totals we're seeing. We have 8 for the Rhinos and only 4 for the Pandas. The Pandas need to get more pressure on these Rhinos. We've seen them prone to making mistakes, not necessarily on the defensive half, but definitely on their offensive half. They leave themselves very open to counterattacks, and the Rhinos were just not necessarily very consistent, but they were just able to stave off any sort of counterattacks and not let the Pandas get any offensive momentum whatsoever during that. So hats off to the Rhinos. They finally were able to keep a lead. They've had a lead in every single game so far, and finally able to end themselves up on top and get themselves back into control of this series. Now only down 1. They just need to get this game win, and then we go to a decisive game 5.
Mm-hmm. And kind of add on, the Rhinos have had a 2-goal lead in every game we've played so far. So Rhinos know how to get offensive pressure early. Just a matter of they couldn't really contain their own defense in games 1 and game 2. We're able to finally shore it up there in game 3, not really allowing the Pandas to get anywhere. But let's see if the Pandas will change it up this time, see if they can get some sort of attacking passing play of some sort. But it's going to be the Rhinos. Ruhaliel looking for something off the back wall, but he's not going to find it.
Pandas nowhere within sight, and that is just going to be a bad double commit coming from the Pandas. Both of them on this ball, tried to get the clear, no one able to find it, and Mayhem very wise to stay close to that play, able to put that one away. And here we go again. Rhinos find themselves with the lead. Let's see if they can keep this one up for the duration of the game, but that's going to be a tough start to this second kickoff. As Leiko's up for that, it's going to be off the crossbar, not quite in. Pandas are in good position though. They're both back on defense here. Let's see what Mayhem is able to do as he lets that one bounce once, giving enough time to Leiko, who's going to clear this one back down. Ruhaliel going to be back on defense. Broski Jazz up for that one, can't find the touch on target. And this is going to head back to the Pandas half. That's going to be pinched across the goal line. Luckily, no Rhino there to get that ball. And this is going to be an attempted pass by Mayhem. but he leaves his teammate in an awkward position here, trying to make that save. He's able to do just that, and that's going to be a shot on target. Mayhem just a little bit too slow to this ball to keep it out, and Broski Jazz able to find the perfect placement on this goal. Gonna tie us back up at 1.
Indeed, and so no 2-goal lead for the Rhinos, at least yet. He was able to tie it up early this time. Broski Jazz looking for another. He's not gonna quite find it. Right now it's gonna be Ralio. Let's see if the Rhinos can capitalize here on this offensive pressure. It's gonna go just wide.
Yeah, not quite able to get that one on target. Mayhem still on this ball, kind of low boost, just sort of floating around with it, able to, I don't even know what that was. I didn't think he had a flip still, but the ball moved away like he did, and Rualiel's going to put that one onto target. Leko, smart to stay planted there. He's going to keep that one out, and now just needs to get this 50. That's a 50 in favor of the Pandas, and now they find themselves on attack. Can they get this one scored? That's going to be pinched right to center. Mayhem on the back wall, getting that clear, getting the danger away from the Rhinos' goal. And Rualiel a little bit far. It's a tongue twister, man, I'm telling you. A little bit far from the play, not able to keep the pressure up. Oh, and Mayhem not able to find that touch. That was an open net if he could get that on target. Mayhem, though, going to put it right back in. He's going to look for the flick. He's got it. Leko, ooh, there for the save. Rualiel off the post and out. Oh, no. The Rhinos with 2 great opportunities, but the Pandas stand strong and are able to keep both attempts out.
And that was the goodest chance he could possibly get for the Rhinos to open net. The open net from high in the air was... it wasn't all his fault, because it was just the awkward shot in general for him. That last offensive pressure probably could have put it. I'm sure Rulalio didn't have really much to do with it, as if he probably put it anywhere closer to the net, he would have gotten safe. So he's just trying to get it away from the one that was trying to block him. He just kind of barely hit off the post, and that one's going to roll in front of the net, but nothing's going to result from that.
Broski Jazz just needed 10 more boost, I think, and he would have had that one on target, and the Pandas would have found themselves with a lead once again. But it isn't to be, and Rualiel looking to get one flick pass, not able to find the cut that he needs. Broski Jazz missing the catch I'm sure he wanted, and Mayhem is going to clear this one out to midfield. Leko catching it once, collecting the full boost, and looking to get a shot on target. Not quite able to get the carry, but he is going to be helped out by Broski Jazz. Broski Jazz gets this one in position. Both Rhino players, we're seeing the double commit once again. Leko just needing to walk this one in. He is going to do just that. And just like that, the Rhinos, we see them falter once again, sort of definitely double committing, but really going for another all or nothing play. Both of them thinking that they had the read, but neither did. And now the Pandas find themselves on match point and poised to take this game. They have 1 minute left, 50 seconds now, and they just need to hold this lead, and that's going to be another goal here. Ooh, the Pandas putting insurance, and now the Rhinos find themselves not in an unwinnable position, but it's definitely not going to be easy.
I mean, in game 1, the Pandas did score twice in 15 seconds. So it is possible, but from what we've seen this series, is that generally, the Rhinos kind of fall off later in the game, and the Pandas are kind of just, they kind of pop off later we get. Let's see if the Rhinos can surprise me, but they gotta do it in 30 seconds.
Yeah, they're gonna get a goal here. Broski Jazz, I'm not sure what he was waiting for. It looked like he had the boost to go for this challenge, but just waited way too long to get that shot. And now the Rhinos put themselves right into position, right in a great spot to get themselves back tied up. And that is just all because the Pandas are just a little bit too comfortable, I think, with this lead. And now we're seeing a lot of awkwardness coming from from Broski Jazz rather, and he is able to get it past one, not past the other. Great bump coming from Rualiel, able to keep that one out of the net for now. And Mayhem Not able to find the touch. That is unfortunate. Feels side flip. Open net here for Relial. If he can get this read, it's in. Oh, he can't find the touch, and the Rhinos are going to fall to the Pandas in game 4. That is unfortunate to see. Both players up. I fully approve them going up for that one, but not able to find the touch were the Rhinos, and the Pandas are going to take this series. They got their 3rd win. We've got 1 game left, though, as we do play all 5. Rhinos just need to they need to get this win. Otherwise, it is possible here for the Pandas, definitely possible, rather, for the Pandas to pass them in the standings and find themselves in a really good position here.
Indeed, and this game was was not really more fun to watch. The entirety of the game had action, because it wasn't just the Rhinos popping off and then the Pandas. It was a back and forth match, which was something I liked to see, but the Rhinos, they seem to panic the later it gets, even if the game's tied. I see that when the game's tied, they still tend to feel like they're losing when the game's tied. And that's when they go for a lot of double commits and increased offensive pressure when they shouldn't be having increased offensive pressure. And so they need to calm down a little bit as the game gets later, even when it's like tied, for example, because that's just gonna really let them just kind of focus, realize what they need to do to beat the Pandas, and they can still take this game 5. I believe in them.
Yeah, and I mean, they were sort of committing, or over-committing rather, when they had the lead. They were really just all or nothing, and it's turning up short against these Pandas, who are just too good at sort of maintaining their presence on the field and able to get that shot on target as Leiko gets the long bomb in from, let's see where he was at. Yeah, that's like 3/4 field, jumps from the half line, able to get that touch pass, and a unfamiliar turn of events here as the Pandas now find themselves with a lead.
It's still early, and the Rhinos have plenty of time to score. Even plenty of time to score early, it's only been about 20 seconds. And let's see what they can do here, as Broski Jazz is going to get a good chance there on the Mayhem, and Rivalio has to go back to clear, but he takes too long on that. Broski Jazz is going to say, "Thank you very much, I'll take that ball on a platter and I'll score."
Yeah, Rualiel, I like the idea, trying to keep the ball close to himself, but just hits the wrong part of the car, bounces a little bit behind him, not able to get back in front of it, and that is just going to be a free goal essentially for the Pandas. But Rhinos still on attack. That's a good touch coming from Rualiel. Can he get this double tap? No. Mayhem there to follow up, not quite diving in. He's able to get back onto defense. This is not a 2v1. And the Pandas trying to just sort of keep this ball in front of them. They're not really, we haven't seen them, I don't think at all, really fully commit to any of these plays here. And Rualiel in good position on that attack, but it's going to be slightly off from Mayhem, and Rualiel able to make that save. And this is really, that right there is kind of exactly what we needed to see from the Rhinos. They just weren't able to sort of communicate who was up and who wasn't. And that's, I believe, what we saw, or the reason that we saw this game or this series sort of go in way of the Pandas here. As Mayhem gets a good save. Can he make a second stop? He can, and he's able to keep that one out. Rualiel trying to find a touch, a little bit awkward. I look for him to pass it over, but he gets bumped out of the way. Mayhem gets a good 50 in the corner. He's still able to keep this one out from in front of the net. He's got one to beat, gets another good 50. No boost left though. So he's just going to have to sort of use every flip he's got. Now needing to make a save here is Mayhem. He's able to do just that. I think that's his third save within the last 2 seconds, or 15 seconds maybe, as Rualiel gets himself a save. Now we're seeing the Rhinos sort of get into positions to make these stops. We haven't seen them make this many saves, I don't think, in the entire series.
And it's because the Pandas, I believe, are a little bit more confident after getting those 2 goals. They're playing a lot faster. They're still not necessarily overcommitting too much anyway. I believe I saw maybe one, but they were able to get back in time, and that's another banger of a shot by Mayhem. I feel like we've seen so many of these fast-paced shots coming out from today.
I don't know what Leica was thinking there. He misses the catch, which is fine. That ball can bounce away. But then, thinking that he has more time than he has, goes for the corner boost, and that just leaves a wide open net for the Rhinos. Able to take full advantage, able to get themselves back within one. They can still get this game, and they can still get themselves into a good position if they get a win. All is not lost yet for the Rhinos, and the Pandas just really let that one go by for free, essentially.
There is still 2 minutes, 10 seconds left. We passed halftime a little short while ago. And this is where I usually see the Rhinos struggle a bit more. They kind of fall off, but they can't really afford to fall off now, especially when they're actually behind. As we have hit the 2 minute mark. So they're gonna have to find some way to change up their game plan that prevents the Pandas from becoming this fast-paced, as they are still being fast-paced as we head into a minute 30.
Yeah, and the Pandas really putting on a ton of pressure there. The Rhinos standing strong, and it is still continuing. Broski Jazz puts that one high off the backboard. Lako gonna be there to get that 50. Mayhem, though, is on the other end of it, and he's got this shot on target. Raliel not there to put that one back in. Lako finding himself low on boost, but both the Rhinos finding themselves on top of each other. They are lucky Lako doesn't have as much boost, or he would be putting that shot on target, and that'd be a tough one to stop, as we see both Rhinos committing once again, but both missing. The Pandas are going to put that one in, and that is insurance for them. They are poised to take this series 4-1 now, unless we see some miraculous and really unlikely comeback here from the Rhinos. They've looked good in this game, but just all it takes is for 1 or 2 lapses in judgment, and now they're finding themselves back 2, which is where they normally were keeping the Pandas. But unfortunate to see here for them, as they are going to be definitely not, well, not definitely not, but it's going to be very tough for them to get this win now at this point. Oh!
What a play!
Oh my goodness!
Faking him out! Oh my gosh!
I don't know. I just got completely discombobulated there. I definitely thought we were going to see a touch coming from Broski Jazz, but he does the old, oh, and I can't remember the hockey player that always does this too, but just wins by doing absolutely nothing. That was incredible coming from Broski Jazz. Just a great play, a great mind game coming from him, and getting the Pandas now insurance on top of insurance. They are definitely going to take this game, barring some sort of miracle performance coming from the Rhinos here.
Yeah, it's going to be Lake who's going to look for the beat on the rally. It's not going to find him. Hitting 10 seconds left, looking like the Pandas are going to take this series 4-1. This is going to move the Pandas into that wild card spot, I believe. They're going to go into, let me check. They'll jump to 30 and 25. So yes, that should be a better win percentage than the Bulls, which will put them into that 7th place wild card spot, just 1 game behind from the 6th place wild card spot, the Elite at 31 and 24. So the Pandas, they're looking good. They're gonna get some pressure. They got some pressure in this match. A good 4-1 victory is always really, really helpful. And let's see if the Pandas can continue this pressure in these final few weeks and see if they can keep that wild card spot and make playoffs.
Yeah, really, any sort of series that doesn't go 3-2 is a huge win for any team. And yeah, like you said, the Pandas now putting themselves into that wild card standings, barring the results from whatever the Bulls, or rather whoever the Bulls are playing this week. This is definitely a good look here for the Pandas, as I believe there was a slight discrepancy with the salaries of these players, so they were able to do it with fewer or less salary on the field, which is definitely another good thing for them. I believe we've said all that we can say. That was just a really good game from both teams. We just saw the Rhinos sort of overcommitting a little bit too much, going for those all or nothing plays, and that is something that they can really clean up and sort of look at as we head into the final weeks of the season here. They're still in a really good spot, but it got a little bit harder falling in this way to the Pandas. But GG's all around. We are going to take another short break. Stick around because we are having the play of the week announcement coming right after I am done talking, essentially. So stick around for that. We will be right back with more Rocket League action. Have a good night, guys.